My grandma talks about the phone nook in her childhood home, a small hallway alcove where every call happened in one spot, limited by a short cord. She sat on a little attached seat, phone book on her knee, taking messages by hand. Today it holds a vase. Most people don't realize what it was built for. These are 25 built-in home features from mid-20th century houses. Things our grandparents relied on, often requiring special construction or wiring that modern technology and changing lifestyles have made obsolete. Washstands. Before homes had running water in every room, bedrooms included washstands, small tables designed to hold wash basins and water pitchers. These weren't random furniture, but purpose-built pieces with specific features. Towel racks on sides, lower shelves for storing soap and chamber pots, marble or tile tops that could handle water spills. The routine was standard. Someone would fill the pitcher from a pump or well and carry it upstairs. You'd pour water into the basin for washing face and hands, with the towel rack right there for drying. The lower shelf held your chamber pot for nighttime use, since bathrooms were often on other floors. Indoor plumbing made these obsolete almost instantly. Once bedrooms had nearby bathrooms with running water, there was no need for washstands. Most were sold off or repurposed, but antique stores still have them, often mistaken for general-purpose side tables by people who don't recognize their original function. Coal chutes. Before natural gas and fuel oil, homes burned coal for heat, and those tons of coal needed getting into basement furnaces somehow. Coal chutes were angled metal slides built into foundation walls, with outside access doors at ground level. The coal truck would back up, the driver would open the door, and coal would slide directly into the basement coal bin. The outside door was typically metal or wood, reinforced to handle rough treatment. Inside, the chute angled down to the coal storage area, usually a walled-off section of the basement with a concrete floor for easy shoveling. The coal dust got everywhere despite builders' best efforts at sealing. When homes converted to oil or gas heat in the 1950s and 60s, these chutes became unnecessary. Most outside doors were sealed and painted over. Inside, the coal bins got demolished and basements refinished. But in older neighborhoods, you can still spot those small metal doors and foundations, rusted shut, but still visible. Metal clothesline posts. Those T-shaped metal posts cemented into backyards were as essential as houses themselves. Proper insulation required two posts spaced 20 to 30 feet apart, sunk 3 feet deep in concrete that took days to cure. The posts cost $25 to $40, and the multiple lines of rope needed replacement every few years. Monday was washing day across America, and by 9 a.m. every backyard displayed family laundry like flags. There was art of hanging clothes, sheets on outside for privacy, underwear hidden in middle, everything arranged by size for even drying. Wooden clothespins wore out constantly. Electric dryers existed, but were expensive to buy and operate. Today, many communities ban clotheslines as eyesores. The posts remain in countless yards, repurposed as plant hangers or just mysterious reminders of when laundry day was a public display. Outdoor milk delivery boxes, built into exterior walls near kitchen doors. These insulated metal compartments were as standard as mailboxes before 1960. The milkman arrived before dawn, opening the outer door, place glass bottles inside, and collect empties. The inner door opened from the kitchen, creating an airlock keeping contents cool. Better models had small light bulbs inside to prevent freezing, controlled by thermostats clicking on below 35 degrees. By 1963, dairy companies delivered to roughly 30% of American homes. The daily ritual was embedded in family life. Children fought over checking the milk box each morning. The glass bottles clinked distinctly, that 5 a.m. sound becoming everyone's unofficial alarm. You'd place empty bottles back with notes specifying tomorrow's order tucked inside one. Supermarkets started dominating in the late 1960s, offering more variety and lower prices. Home refrigerators grew large enough to store a week's worth of milk. By 1975, milk delivery had nearly vanished. Most boxes were sealed shut, though you can still spot their outlines on older homes, rectangular shadows where boxes once were. Picture rails. These were moldings installed near ceilings with groove on top, designed for hanging pictures without putting holes in walls. You'd hang wires from the rail down to picture frames using special hooks, allowing you to adjust heights and move pictures around without damaging plaster. They were common in homes built before 1950, when plaster walls were standard and putting nails or screws risked cracking. The rails also served decorative purposes, adding a visual break between walls and ceilings. Some were simple with strips, others had elaborate carved or molded designs. Modern drywall is much easier to patch than plaster, making picture rails less necessary. Current homeowners often don't know what they're for and remove them during updates, but they represented thoughtful design, solving a real problem while adding architectural interest. Built-in telephone wall niches. Walk into a home built between 1950 and 1970, and you'll find them. Small rectangular alcoves carved into hallway or kitchen walls, usually 18 inches wide and 8 inches deep, with a wooden shelf at waist height perfectly sized for a rotary phone. Builders installed these during construction like electrical outlets. The positioning mattered. Central locations where you could hear the phone ring from anywhere, usually near the kitchen or at the base of the stairs. The phone was heavy cream or black, with a coil cord that stretched maybe 3 feet. The niche held everything needed for calls. The phone book weighing 5 pounds in larger cities, a notepad and pencil for messages, maybe an address book with alphabetical tabs. Every household conversation with someone outside the home happened in that spot. Kids called friends from there. Parents took business calls standing in that alcove. Teenagers stretched that cord trying for privacy that never came. These niches are still visible in older homes, mostly empty now. Some have plants or decorations. Others got drywalled over during renovations, erasing the reminder that making phone calls once meant going one specific spot and staying there. Formal telephone stools and gossip benches. Furniture stores in the 1960s dedicated entire sections to telephone furniture. The classic telephone stool was small and vinyl covered with a single pedestal leg that swiveled. Gossip benches were more elaborate. Combination pieces with upholstered seats attached to small tables perfectly sized for rotary phones and notepads. Prices range from $30 for basic models to $200 for carved mahogany pieces. Placement was strategic, usually in front hallways where phone lines enter houses, creating semi-private communication stations. Some had storage compartments for phone books with separate slots for white pages, yellow pages, and personal address books. Seating height was calculated for comfort during long conversations, which mattered when long-distance calls were special events planned in advance. These pieces are antique store curiosities now, items younger people genuinely can't identify. The idea of furniture designed specifically for telephone use seems absurd when we make calls while walking, driving, or lying in bed. Central phone line junction panels. In basements and utility closets, these metal boxes served as nerve centers of home communication. Open one, and you'd see rows of colored wires, red and green for line 1, yellow and black for line 2. Each phone jack had its own wire pair running back to this central panel, connecting to the main line from the telephone pole. The color coding was standardized nationwide. Adding a new jack meant scheduling service visits costing $35 plus monthly rental fees for each phone. The phone company owned the phones, those heavy rotary units you couldn't buy. Only rent for $1.50 monthly. Panels also house lightning arresters and network interface devices. These panels still exist in older homes, often with decades of modifications creating incomprehensible tangles. Modern homes replace this with cable modem or fiber terminal the size of a paperback, handling phone, internet, and television simultaneously. Built-in intercom systems. Nudone and RCA offer complete packages costing $400 in 1965. Serious money when new cars cost $2,800. The master station in the kitchen featured rows of buttons labeled with room names, and that monitor function parents definitely use for eavesdropping. Installation required running low-voltage wiring to speaker units in every room during construction or tearing into finished walls afterward. Using it was straightforward. Press the destination room button, wait for response, and talk. Some had all call for broadcast into every room at once, perfect for announcing dinner. The fanciest versions included AM/FM radio that piped music to selected rooms. The monitor function was controversial. Parents could silently listen to any room, supposedly for checking on babies, but also for monitoring teenage phone calls. These systems are still visible in millions of homes, though none work. Speaker boxes painted over so many times the buttons don't move. Wiring still in walls serving no purpose. Modern families just text each other from room to room, or use smart speakers that need no special wiring. Analog mechanical door chimes. The transformers, typically mounted on basement joists, stepped household current down to 16 or 24 volts and hummed constantly, generating enough heat that codes require clearance. The chimes themselves were mechanical marvels with actual tuned brass tubes struck by solenoid-driven hammers. New-tone models could play different melodies for front and back doors, Westminster quarters for formal visitors, simple ding-dong for service entrances. Installation involved running special doorbell wire through walls. Quality chime units cost $40 to $60 in 1965 and were often displayed prominently because decorative covers were designed to be seen. The sound carried throughout houses without amplification. Those brass tubes were precisely tuned, and the solenoid mechanism struck them with exact force. Modern wireless doorbells running on batteries and connecting to smartphones would seem like magic to 1960s homeowners dealing with corroded connections and transformer failures. Today's video doorbells showing who's outside before they ring would have been pure science fiction. Central TV radio console cabinets. These massive pieces weighed 300 pounds and cost up to $800 in 1965, combining television, AM/FM radio, and record players. Zenith, Magnavox, and RCA competed to create elaborate consoles. The TV screen was usually 21 to 25 inches, surrounded by fabric-covered speakers. These weren't just electronics, but fine furniture with solid construction and hand-rub finishes. Internal components generated tremendous heat, requiring ventilation. Tube replacement was constant. Average sets needed new tubes every 18 months at $20 to $30 per service call. The furniture dominated living rooms completely. All seating faced these entertainment shrines, and moving one required multiple strong adults. Today's wall-mounted flat screens weighing 20 pounds seem impossible compared to these 300-pound monuments. The few surviving consoles have usually been gutted and converted to bars or storage. Separate TV antenna towers. In the 1960s, the tallest structure in many neighborhoods was somebody's television antenna tower. These aluminum structures rose 30 to 50 feet above roof lines, assembled from sections held upright by guy wires staked into yards. Installation wasn't cheap. A basic tower ran $200 to $300 in 1965, over $2,500 today. Deluxe motorized versions that rotated to aim at different broadcast towers cost even more. Installation was a neighborhood event. Kids gathered to watch as crews bolted sections together and climbed higher, tool belts jingling. Each tower had crossbar elements positioned to catch signals from broadcast towers 20 or 40 miles away. Motorized versions let you control rotation from inside using a small box with a compass display. Manual versions required someone outside physically turning the tower, while someone inside watched the picture quality. Maintenance was constant. Ice storms snapped elements. High winds twisted guy wires. Birds nested in crossbars. Every few years, you needed crews back for repairs. Cable television arrived in the late 1970s and made them obsolete overnight. Today's streaming requires no external equipment at all. The few towers still standing belong to ham radio enthusiasts or have been left because safe removal costs more than leaving them alone. TV test pattern adjustment knobs. Every 1960s television had bewildering arrays of knobs beyond volume and channel. Vertical hold stopped pictures from rolling. Horizontal hold prevented diagonal tearing. Fine-tuning required delicate quarter turns, locking onto each channel's frequency. Each family developed specific techniques. Dad knew exactly how hard to smack the side when pictures started rolling. The test patterns broadcast each morning before regular programming helped adjust these properly. That famous Indian head pattern was as familiar as actual TV content. Serious viewers spent 15 minutes each morning adjusting every knob using test patterns, trying to achieve perfect pictures. Inside those cabinet televisions were vacuum tubes generating tremendous heat and drifting in performance. Tubes burn out constantly, requiring replacement every 12 to 18 months at $20 to $30 per service call. The transition to solid-state circuits in the late 1970s reduced constant adjustment needs, and digital television eliminated them entirely. Built-in hi-fi and record player nooks. Architects designed alcoves for hi-fi systems with built-in shelving size for turntables, receivers, and reel-to-reel tape decks. These included specialized electrical outlets, often multiple dedicated circuits, because quality audio equipment drew significant power. The shelving was precisely spaced, 17 inches for L-piece, adjustable heights for different components. Behind facades, builders ran speaker wire to outlets throughout rooms, eliminating visible cables. Ventilation was crucial because tube amplifiers generated heat that could warp records. The positioning mattered enormously, away from windows to prevent sun damage, but central enough for optimal sound. Modern streaming through tiny Bluetooth speakers makes these elaborate installations seem overwrought. The spaces now hold books, decorations, or nothing at all. Their original purpose is forgotten. Fold-down ironing board cabinets. Between wall studs and hallways or utility rooms, these space savers lived. Open a narrow cabinet door and a full-size ironing board would swing down on heavy hinges, legs deploying automatically. Iron away and sleeve right units cost $50 to $75 in 1965, requiring precise carpentry for smooth operation. The cabinet was typically 14 inches wide and 54 inches tall, size for standard stud spacing. Inside you find a folded board, hooks for the iron's cord, and slots for spray starch. Premium models included electrical outlets wired inside and built-in sleeve boards for shirt sleeves. Housewives in the 1960s ironed everything: sheets, pillowcases, handkerchiefs, every shirt. Monday was washing day, Tuesday was ironing day. The built-in board eliminated hauling a freestanding one from closets. Genuine convenience when you might spend 3 hours twice weekly ironing. These cabinets are still in countless homes, mostly painted shut or with seized hinges. Permanent press fabrics, dryers with wrinkle release cycles, and casual dress codes killed intensive ironing. The concept seems absurdly specific now, dedicating permanent wall space to something most do maybe monthly. Hardwired undercabinet electric can openers. The swing-away or Edlund undercabinet electric can opener was mounted permanently beneath upper cabinets to save counter space. Installation required drilling through cabinets and dedicated wiring. These weren't plug-in appliances, but permanent fixtures like light switches, costing $30 to $45 in 1965. The mechanism swung down when needed, with magnetic lid holders supposedly preventing lids from falling into food. The cutting wheel and gear mechanism needed regular cleaning and replacement. The motor was surprisingly powerful, drawing enough current that using it might dim lights momentarily. The permanent installation meant every house buyer inherited the previous owner's can opener, functional or not. By the 1980s, compact countertop models made built-in versions obsolete. Most were removed, leaving mysterious holes and electrical boxes in cabinet bottoms. Wall-mounted bottle opener stations. Every kitchen had one screwed into a door frame at eye level, with a small metal basket underneath catching caps. These weren't flimsy gadgets, but solid steel fixtures capable of opening the most stubborn bottle cap. Coca-Cola gave away millions of branded versions, and hardware stores sold decorative models shaped like fish or cowboys. Before twist-off caps arrived in the 1970s, every single soda, beer, and many milk bottles required an opener. Kids learned to use them before tying shoes, and the pop hiss of cold bottles opening was summer soundtrack. The cap catcher served a crucial purpose. Stepping barefoot on loose bottle caps ranked among childhood's worst minor injuries. Some homes had multiple stations: kitchen for daily use, patio for outdoor entertaining, basement rec room. The caps themselves became resources. Kids collected them for crafts. Schools used them for counting lessons. Finding these painted over during renovations, fossilized into door frames by 40 years of paint, is common today. Wall-mounted pencil sharpeners. That hand-crank Boston or barrel sharpeners screwed to walls near kitchen phones was used daily. These weren't flimsy plastic, but solid metal with replaceable cutting wheels that could sharpen hundreds of pencils. Mounted at adult height, they had small drawers catching shavings that needed emptying weekly. The kitchen location was strategic. Mom needed pencils for recipes and grocery lists. Kids did homework at kitchen tables. Dad used pencils for household accounts. The sharpeners cost $5 to $10, but lasted decades with occasional blade replacement. The satisfying grinding sound and fresh wood smell became part of morning routines. Mechanical pencils, computers, and smartphones killed these wall-mounted sharpeners. The physical act of sharpening pencils has become uncommon enough that many children reach adulthood without ever using manual sharpeners. Built-in cigarette lighters and wall ashtrays. In bathrooms and bedrooms throughout the 1960s, ceramic or chrome ashtrays with built-in electric lighter coils were mounted right into walls. Bathroom versions sat at seated height next to toilets. Master bedroom installations were built into headboards. These weren't afterthoughts. Architects drew them into blueprints, treating smoking infrastructure as essential as light switches. The electric lighters worked like car cigarette lighters, drawing significant power. Homes needed dedicated circuits, and wiring had to handle multiple lighters heating simultaneously during parties. High-end versions featured automatic timers, shutting off after 30 seconds. Materials matched room decor: white porcelain for bathrooms, brushed brass for living rooms. By 1965, 42% of American adults smoked. Doctors smoked during house calls. Ashtrays were thoughtful housewarming gifts. Finding these intact today is like discovering archaeological evidence. Most have been removed, leaving round holes in tile that puzzle contractors. The rapid shift in smoking culture made these obsolete within 20 years. Dedicated smoking rooms. Sophisticated 1960s homes sometimes included entire rooms designed for smoking, with specialized ventilation systems costing hundreds to install. These weren't just rooms where smoking happened, but spaces engineered for it. Exhaust fans, sealed doors with weather stripping, surfaces chosen to resist smoke damage. Furniture was typically leather or vinyl that could be wiped clean. Dark wood paneling hid smoke stains better than paint. Many included wet bars since cocktails and cigarettes went together. The engineering was impressive. Negative pressure systems constantly pulled air out while bringing fresh air in, preventing smoke from escaping into the house. These rooms peaked in the early 1960s when smoking was socially acceptable and health concerns weren't widely acknowledged. By the mid-1970s, they started seeming excessive. Today, they've been converted to offices or media rooms, though sometimes you can still detect faint tobacco traces when weather changes. Laundry chutes. Built into bathroom or bedroom walls, these vertical shafts drop dirty clothes directly to the basement laundry room. You'd open a small metal door, toss in clothes, and they'd slide down to land in a basket or bin at the bottom. Some chutes were simple straight drops. Others had curved sections to slow things down. The opening was usually in upstairs bathrooms or bedroom closets, positioned so you couldn't accidentally fall in. The metal door closed flush with the wall when not in use. At the bottom, a canvas hamper or built-in collection area caught everything. Monday morning, you have all the week's laundry already sorted in the basement. Modern concerns about fire spreading through these shafts have led to most being sealed. Building codes now treat them as fire hazards requiring special protection. They made perfect sense when laundry rooms were always in basements, less so in modern homes where washers might be on main floors. Dumbwaiters. These small freight elevators between floors were common in multi-story homes built before 1950. A rectangular shaft ran from basement to attic with a platform you'd load with dishes, laundry, or groceries, then pull up or down using ropes and pulleys. Fancier versions had hand crank systems or even electric motors. The opening on each floor had a small door, usually built into kitchen or butler's pantry walls. You'd load the platform, close the door, and haul everything up to the next floor without climbing stairs carrying heavy loads. Servants used them in wealthy homes, but middle-class families had them too for moving laundry between floors. These became obsolete as homes got smaller, servants disappeared, and people got used to just carrying things upstairs. Most have been sealed shut, though occasionally during renovations, someone discovers the shaft still there behind walls. Sleeping porches. Before air conditioning, many homes built between 1900 and 1940 included sleeping porches, screened-in outdoor spaces specifically designed for summer sleeping. These were usually on upper floors, large enough for multiple beds, with roof coverage but open sides protected only by screens. The concept was simple. Summer nights indoors could be stifling, but sleeping outside meant bugs and weather. Screened porches solved both problems. Families would move beds out there in May and sleep outside until September. The fresh air and cross breezes made hot nights tolerable. Air conditioning killed sleeping porches. Once you could cool your bedroom, why sleep outside? Most have been enclosed and converted to regular rooms or just closed off and forgotten. But in older homes that haven't been renovated, you can sometimes find them, spaces with different window types and odd proportions that hint at their original purpose. Attic fans. Before central air conditioning became common in the 1970s, whole house attic fans were the cooling solution. These were large fans mounted in ceilings of upstairs hallways or on gable walls, designed to pull air through the entire house and exhaust it through the attic. You'd open windows downstairs and turn on the fan, which would suck cool evening air in through lower windows and push hot air out through the attic. The air movement to the house created a breeze and could drop indoor temperatures 10 to 15 degrees on summer evenings. The fans were loud, a constant roar when running, but they worked. Installation required cutting a large opening in the ceiling and building a housing for the fan, with louvers that closed when not in use to prevent heat loss in winter. Central air conditioning made them less necessary, but some people still use them on mild summer nights to save electricity costs of running AC. Bathroom incinerator trash slots. Among the strangest features were built-in bathroom incinerators, small electric or gas units installed between wall studs with slots for depositing waste. These devices reach 1,400 degrees to reduce tissues and cotton balls to sterile ash. They cost $200 to $300 in 1965, marketed as hygienic solutions, particularly for homes with septic systems. Installation required special exhaust venting to roofs and dedicated electrical circuits. They ran on timers, typically burning once daily, and ash drawers needed emptying weekly. By the 1970s, improved plumbing and environmental concerns made them obsolete. Most have been removed due to safety codes, leaving mysterious metal slots that current homeowners can't identify. If you're someone who remembers when homes had these features, or if you're discovering them in an older house you're renovating, drop a comment about what you found. These weren't just quirks. They were solutions to real problems using the best technology available at the time. Some seem ridiculous now, but they work for the people who use them every single day. Hit subscribe if you want more content about how homes have changed over the decades. We'll keep exploring these forgotten features that tell the story of how American families actually lived.